to see everybody. My name is Zoe Baraka. Today is Tuesday, May 4th. It's 7:30 in the morning as usual. You know what that means on a Tuesday. It means it is time for storytelling. Welcome, welcome, welcome everybody. As always, because I'm not able to see who is here, I will ask you to do me a little favor. Go into the comment section, say hello, say good morning, say dasoba, say ken, say akwaba, karibu sana, ikabo, wherever you are in the world, especially on the continent of Africa. I want to hear from you. I want you to go into the comment section, hit the button and say that you're here. Just let us know you're here. Once again, my name is Zoe Baraka, and we are live on the Dear Daughter page. The program is To My Younger Self. I'm very excited today because I have my big brother here with me. Let me see who is here with us. Good morning, Abena. It is so good to see you. Thank you so much for joining us. Good morning, Beverly Ross. It is so good to see you. Thank you so much for joining us, guys. I was saying that I'm very excited today because I have my big brother here with me, and I bugged him. I bugged him a lot, like little sisters will do, to get him to actually say yes, because he is one of Ghana's finest storytellers who does not like to be on camera at all. His name is Nana Awere Damoah. I don't even know how Nana became, well, I do know how he became my big brother. I fished him out of the internet. And at that time, I was doing a little stint with Audible, and I was trying to read his book in some theisms. And it kind of sort of didn't happen because, I had to leave. But that is what should I say? That's going to be a project for the future. God knows best. So we'll leave it at that. But let me tell you a little bit about Nana. Nana is one of Ghana's young prolific writers. Okay. He is also the co-founder of, please, Nana, when you come on, correct me if I said this wrong, but he's one of the co-founders of the Pagli Publishing Company. This publishing company is doing such amazing work in Ghana and Africa for that matter. They are defining the whole idea of global logistics, how to ship from all around the world. Who would have thought Ghana could do that? These guys did it, and they're doing it well. He is also one of the brains behind the Book Nook. When you go on Facebook or any other social media platform, you'll find Book Nook on there. They ship books from all around the world. What kind of book are you looking for? These guys will find it for you. No, seriously, they will. Nana is also a prolific writer. He is the writer of books like Sabbatically Speaking, and some theisms, which is one of my favorites. That's one of the books that's actually the book I was going to be doing audio on, or did audio on, just never materialized yet. He has also written books like Excursions in My Mind, Tales, I believe it's that I Speak of Ghana, and now Sabbatically Speaking X. He is a wonderful father. He is married to a wonderful woman whom I am yet to meet, but I hope to meet very, very soon. Nana is, without a shadow of a doubt, one of Ghana's young writers that just kind of blows your mind, because there is nowhere he cannot go with his words. He just flows through, and he does it with humor and some kind of calm. So, it's like he's kind of pinching you, but you don't feel it. So I'm going to stop gushing like I'm doing now, and I'm going to bring Nana from the green room, and he's going to take us away. Okay. Welcome, guys. I see you, Audrey, Kendi, Seti, Elsie. Thank you. Our muse. We see you, sis. Thank you. All right, Nana, here you are. Hello.
Hello, Zoe. glad to be here finally. Yeah.
Yes, finally.
You dragged me screaming and all.
Yes, I did. I don't take no for an answer, and I take no prisoners. It is so good to have you here finally. Yeah. Wow, thank you so much for joining me. Without further ado, the floor is yours. Jump in.
Well, so you mentioned the publishing house name well, and yes. Then so I mean, you want me to tell stories, so I'll tell you the story behind my writing approach, where you say I am biting, but you are not really feeling it. It is called the Chechefly approach. You know, the Akans call Chechefly Ruye,
Mm,
Ruye,
mm.
Woohoo, now yeah, to fan and still do
Oh,
it. So when the
oh,
Chechefly is sucking your whatever, your
the
fluid,
blood. Mm-hmm.
it fans you. So it fans you and you feel good. And because you are feeling good and it is sucking the fluid at the same time, you don't really feel it.
Oh
It's
my
just like
God.
being vaccinated with an air conditioned part at the point where you are being vaccinated. So that's the Church approach. Um,
Oh my God.
so yeah, I would tell you two stories today.
Okay.
The first one I wanted to tell from my second book, Through the Gates of Thought,
Mm,
but I'll give you an updated version because I, especially the first chapter, and it is titled "Bringing Up Somebody Else's Child,"
mm,
and it is a philosophy that my mom taught us. In that, when a child has or somebody has moved from his parents into the world or to go work or anything like that, that stranger is the child of the host community.
mm.
And that when you are kind to that child, that same kindness will be extended to your child when the situation is reversed.
Mm.
So he
Wow.
says that bring a child in the way he should go, so that once in a while that child would have traveled the path that you had charted for it, and that same kindness would be reversed or given to your your own child.
Mm.
So I'm good to you, Zoe, knowing that one day perhaps my child would be somewhere in the States, and not it might not be you, but it might be somebody else extending kindness, which is a repayment for the kindness I extended to you. So
Wow.
I'll show you how this became practicalized. So my
Mm,
mom traveled to the UK
mm.
recently, and I was stressed out because she was going alone. So here in Accra, we were able to get her assisted service. They took her to the plane and all of that, but they were supposed to trigger it when she got to the UK, but they didn't. And this is a random stranger who saw her, a Ghanaian living in somebody of Ghanaian descent,
Mhm.
saw her in the line, in the queue, took her up, took her through the entire process, and then called my sister and handed her over to my sister.
Wow.
So my sister gave his number to me, and then I called him. And then as we were chatting, I said, "What's your name?" He mentioned his name. The surname was familiar. I said, "Do you know this man?" He said, "Yes, that's my uncle." And his uncle is somebody who was, and I am just seeing this link, Zoe, it will blow your mind. His uncle was a chairperson at the launch of Insemphisms.
No.
I'm telling you, but that's not the best part of the story. So when my mom was traveling, I went to pick warm clothing from a very good friend of mine who
Mm.
is more like a brother. Actually, on my wedding day, he went to pick our shoes for us because typical of gentlemen, we went looking for the shoes for the wedding, the eve of the wedding. And, and when we went, they could only find the right. So me and my best friend, they could only find the right, the right-footed ones. So the next morning, which was the morning of the wedding, he had to go for the left-footed ones. So I mean, this is that he is that close to me. So anyway, I went, I went to pick the warm clothing from this guy, and he was calling some people because he felt he knew some people who were traveling that weekend who
Mm.
we could hand over my mom to, but he could not get through to them.
Wow.
So one day I go out with this friend of mine who is like a brother, and I mentioned this story, and he says, "Wait, what's the name of the guy who is this guy's nephew?" And I mentioned his name. So no, 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 this is the right name. I'm intentionally not mentioning the names.
Yes, that's
He said,
okay.
"This is the right name." I said, "Yes, let me check my phone." And that was the right name. He said, and he started shaking in his car. I said, "Nana, you know what? That's my cousin. That's the guy I was trying to call that day when you came to my house. And the warm clothing, the jacket that your mom was wearing when she met my cousin and I went to buy that clothing
Get together.
together.
Wow.
So that's the story of what my mom had told me years ago, and demonstrated in something. I don't want to go into much detail, but it is all in the second book. Go get that book to read.
Tell me the title so that they will know it.
It's titled Through the Gates of Thought.
Yes. Okay.
But
Yes.
my mom had demonstrated this when we were doing national service,
Hmm.
and it came full cycle just this year when the kindness that she has shown to these strangers in our hometown who were doing national service had come full cycle to her. One more thing about this same episode from my national service. So one of the guys who was with us in national service is now an optometrist, a doctor working with our test service. So he does our eye test. Typically, he will do it and then he'll give us the charge for the lenses and then the frames. So my mom used to do a chop bar there in the village. So we used to eat her food 3 times a day. Young men who go and eat for free. So he does my mom's eye test, and then he finishes, and I said, Uncle B, what's my bill? And he says, the fufu that I ate in 93 and 94 has fully germinated.
Oh my.
Well, so on this point, I will take a pause, but this was to share this story about my wonderful mom, and it is just appropriate because we are working towards Mother's Day.
Mother's Day.
My mom is in the UK. If she watches this, I wish to wish her a happy Mother's Day in advance, and she's been a wonderful, wonderful mom to me.
Wow. Wow. What a story of one good turn deserves another.
Yeah.
Another catchphrase, pay it forward. You know?
Exactly.
It's so funny because I feel like I am living in that grace now where my father had done many, many things to strangers years ago. And I am here on my own, so to speak, and strangers are pouring into my life from out of nowhere, people that you don't even know. But you're so right. What you do would always turn around. That's what the Bible also says, that if it does say that the sins of the father shall be visited on the children, then
the reverse is true.
The reverse is true, right? The goodness of the fathers and the mothers, so to speak, shall be reversed, shall be visited on the children. Wow.
But Zoe, you've mentioned some very powerful principle, a very powerful principle. I tell people that the best way to understand what is being communicated is to think about what is not being said. And then let me just chip it in. I tell people that you are not married until you can understand what your wife is not saying. So anything you read, when you turn it upside down like you just did, the reverse usually gives us a more powerful lesson.
Wow. And indeed, happy Mother's Day to your mom, and also just mothers all around the world, and mothers that are watching us, Elsie and Seti and Abina and Audrey, and just every mother that is on here that, if I don't know, Beverly, all of you, happy Mother's Day to you. We just appreciate you guys so very much. And Candy says it very, very well. A little bit of kindness goes a very, very long way. You never know who you're helping until it comes full circle. King Solomon said it best also. He said, cast your bread upon the waters, and in many, many days, you will receive it again. Isn't that wonderful?
Especially when it is tea bread, that can float much better.
What is the difference, tea bread and butter bread?
Oh no, butter bread is too soft. So you've forgotten tea bread, the one they sell with cocoa, that is actually a weapon, as well. It's so hard. It's like French bread, that's that hard one that you can use like a baton.
Somebody said sugar bread too. Oh wow, this is so
Yeah.
funny. Okay, I'm gonna make way for you to go into your second story.
Yes. So I'll share a second story again in this same book,
Mhm.
um, and it is titled "The Written Letter." So when I was in the sixth form, I mean, those of you who went through the O level and the A level, every O level person looked forward to coming to sixth form, especially in the same school,
Mm.
because it also meant a transition from wearing shorts to wearing trousers. you know, and for those of us who were in the mixed schools, it also meant becoming a senior, and you could go for inspection in the girls' dormitories.
Oh.
So that was part of the benefits that we had. Anyway, so um, we made it to sixth form, and then we get to sixth form, and in our year 1991 to 92, that was the time we were having the first set of the senior high school students. The transition from the old
O
system to the
levels,
new system.
yes.
Yeah, so we were
SS.
having the JHS 3 students joining us for their first year in the senior high school.
Oh,
So we were going to lower six, and they were coming to form one.
right.
And our headmaster decided that we were going to wear the same uniform, and it was going to be shorts. Oh my goodness!
You
How
lost the
can
trouser
you?
chance.
No, can you imagine? We've waited 5 years to wear trousers, and it wasn't even brown trousers. They were green shorts. It wasn't brown shorts. They were green shorts. How can you make us wear green shorts? So there was a big uproar.
Wow.
So the lower six formers who were just coming, my mates, decided that we were going to do boycott the morning assembly.
Uh-oh.
So we decided not to go for morning assembly, and the headmaster was just livid. And guess the name of the headmaster then? His nickname was Hopeless.
Oh,
He had been moved from, this is Ghana National College in Cape Coast,
oh
by the
my
way.
good God.
So his nickname was Hopeless. So Hopeless was totally livid. So he called us in the assembly hall and really gave it to us.
Mm.
And then said that we were irresponsible and all of that. And I then decided to put our grievance in a letter
Uh-oh.
and to write to him, and to tell him my peace of mind.
Mm.
So I did that, showed it to a friend of mine who was supposed to be the editor to edit out all my youthful nonsense. But he decided that he wasn't going, he was just going to edit the grammar and not the nonsense. So
Uh-oh.
he said it was okay to go. So I go and submit this to Hopeless, and Hopeless was doubly livid.
You.
So 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 the next day I had a call from the assistant headmistress, who incidentally is the auntie of the friend I mentioned in my first story.
Wow.
Yes, you see how connected we are.
Oh my God.
So she called me, and this lady, Mrs. Edubante, Mrs. Kuma, she was Mrs. Edubante, was so respected, was so strict. She wore one of those spectacles, the old time spectacles. They were like windscreens, huge, with the rims, contorted like that. Anyone who wore those spectacles was very, very strict.
And they
So she
pierced you
she
like
was
this.
a literature mistress, English literature teacher. She gave me a dressing down.
Oh
I mean,
wow.
somebody I really respected. He said, "And I'm
Mhm.
disappointed in you."
Mhm.
And as I went out of her office, the assistant headmaster, who was like a father to me, also called me and also gave me a rundown.
Wow.
Then I realized that everybody was waiting for me to go and meet Hopeless.
Oh.
And Hopeless, he's reputed not to know. I mean, he doesn't respect your level in the school. He can lash you when he has to lash you. It could be even the senior school prefect.
Wow.
So then I stayed in front of Hopelessness office for a long time, and then eventually called me. He sat behind his desk for a long time,
Wow.
and I also sat like in front of the judgment seat.
Oh my God.
Then he lifted his eyes and said, Anna, you have disappointed me. This letter could go on your file and could affect your record forever.
Wow.
But you've been here for 6 years. You've been an exemplary student. I'm going to tear this letter into pieces. But I'll give you an advice. Anytime, I think I should read that bit.
Yes. Okay.
Because I wrote this then, and if you want the full story, you go to the book.
Okay.
Yes. So he says, Damoah, he finally began. I didn't expect this, not from you.
Wow.
I know that, sir. I'm very sorry. Silence. Protracted. You know what this means? You can be dismissed for this.
Wow.
I can put this on your file, and future headmasters would always refer to this when you come for any testimonial. This can ruin your entire future. My heart was in my mouth. My stomach was in centrifugal mode. Another bout of silence. Finally, I thought. Then he said, but I'm going to forget this. Thank God. Because you have always been a well-behaved student. But never do this again. Never. Whenever you are angry with someone about something, you may speak out. Most probably, nobody will record that. But never, ever write a letter in your anger. Words written can never be erased.
Wow.
I'll leave it there. There's a bit more, but I like to create suspense.
You gave us a cliffhanger. Wow.
Yeah. Never. And I mean, this was when I was 19, and it has stayed with me up till now. I won't tell you my current age.
Well, Google told me your current age. Came on Google and Facebook, but we won't go there.
Yes,
Wow. What a powerful story that when you speak, isn't it funny? As a filmmaker, I'm thinking now, filmmaker/journalist, radio, for example, is transient. The moment you put it in print, you're done. It is there. That's it. No one can do anything about it. That's it. Wow. So what was the defining moment? Because you went on to become a writer, and now you put things in books. So I'm thinking.
No, Zoe, this story I just read is very important to me, because this story and another story 2 years before that defined my writing journey. Because that first story I've not read that, was a short story in the Mirror, which showed me, I mean, a young boy of 17 seeing your name in print in the national newspaper. That was huge. And this story this one I just read, the written letter, won me the first prize in the national story writing competition in 97.
No way. That's
so yes. So this story was a turning point. It just goes back to the question you just asked.
Wow. What a powerful story. I'm going to leave it out to the audience. They're having a lot of fun on here. Some people are just laughing their heads off and all that. Somebody said hopeless pa. Ours was called Hedi, his head, yes. Sedinam, always with the laughter. And then she also says Brofu centrifugal chai. For those of you who don't know, Nana is a well-trained engineer. So
yeah, said it. That is from my engineering. So forgive me.
So his words are always packing a punch. Words written can never or can be. I guess Sister Elsie is trying to say can't be erased. I hate it when autocorrect does that. When you want to say can't, it will just say can. I hear you, autocorrect, with the positiveness. Someone says, no one can tell a story better than an African. This is Kendi. Kendi is my African sister from Senegal and, of course, from Liberia and here. And she just loves everything Ghana. She says style, humor, and grace. Yes, that's how we tell stories. That's exactly how we tell stories. She also said, he says, we are griots, like Zoe Baraka always says. Kendi, we need you on here, sis. I guess that's an open invite to Kendi. Somebody says they're going to go back and watch it later. That is Ralia, my sister. Guys, thank you so much for just being here. But Nana, oh my good God. You see why you should be here? You had to be here. You just dropped
it takes me a year. It takes me a year to put these stories together, Zoe. If I do it more often, I run out of stories.
I hear you. That's the writer's thing. You got to protect the vision and the field a little bit. A few people I haven't acknowledged yet. Bandiba Kubila, thank you so much for being here. Of course, Ralia and Abigail Coleman. I saw you somewhere up there. Thank you so much for joining us all the way from Canada. It is so good to see you. Lola is here. Yes, Nigeria is in the house. And those of you who don't know, Nana worked a couple of years in Nigeria, if I recall.
5 years, actually. So,
wow.
So I'm half Nigerian now. My Nigerian name is Inanna. and you want to know my Nigerian title, Zoe?
Yes, I mean we need
it's Inwa. Chief Inwa. It means that the moon.
Oh.
I provide light, yes, to those who are around me.
Wow.
The next time I'll show you my chieftaincy regalia.
Wow, I think I had seen a picture of that a while back.
Yes.
Oh my good God. Let me ask you a very interesting question. Of all the books you have written, which one has been the most favorite that you enjoyed thoroughly writing?
Always a difficult question. But I can mention two, and that's how I like to answer this question. My first book, obviously, Excursions in My Mind. That was my first one. Really put myself into it, and it's very personal. And having your first book in your hand, there is no feeling that comes close to it.
Wow.
But after that one, the one that I really enjoyed writing is Sabbatically Speaking, because I just had a goal with it. And because I took the voice of a drunkard, I could say a lot of things and
get away with it like the text.
Exactly. Wow. Yeah. So that's one. And then maybe the third one will be I Speak of Ghana. I Speak of Ghana. I read to myself to laugh and to think about Ghana. And I think about Ghana a lot.
Yes, that is true. You really do. You're always thinking about Ghana. Elsie says here, the flip, referring to what you said earlier, if you mustn't write in anger, then you must write when experiencing positive emotions.
Oh, okay.
Wow.
Absolutely.
She just capped it.
She flipped it.
She just flipped it. And isn't it interesting, how the Bible also says that the word of God will not return to him void,
Yes.
Also, it does say that God has put his name far above his words are far above his own name.
Yes.
The power of words, once they're written, it's like the Bible, it is
there forever.
It is there. God will not be able to go back and say, you know what, guys, when I said I will bless you in that other verse, that was a lie. I'm going to take that out. No, God, you wrote it already. You can't take it out, So this is such an amazing thing. Somebody said to Lola, who is Nigerian, Lola, please confirm Nana's name for us. And then she, of course, is saying hi, sis, to Lola. Lola does say his Nigerian name is Igbo, which is true. And Lola happens to be Yoruba. So that, thank you so much. What a wonderful, just nuanced story you just weaved for us.
Yeah.
I think that you should write a piece about the connecting dots of humanity, because you just never know who you know.
Too many.
Just too many dots.
I have too many examples, Zoe. Too many.
Wow.
So too many examples. Every day I see it. Every single day.
Wow. So, guys, the one thing that we both, all of us, should take away with us today, and of course, the rest of our lives, now I'm thinking about it, is this: who are you helping on your daily journey? Who are
Yeah.
you helping? When you meet a stranger, how do you react to that stranger? Because you don't know who that stranger is related to at any given time. And also put a check on your anger when
Yeah.
you want to write, a very anger-filled text message, or just write to assuage whatever you're feeling. Maybe take a beat, because you don't know where that thing will go eventually. In
Zoe, should I tell you a piece of advice a friend gave me when I was in Unilever?
Yes, please.
And this is a vandal, eh? You know how vandals are blunt. So forgive me. This is heavy. He says that when you are angry, when you are very angry, especially as a leader, don't squeeze your face, squeeze your anus.
Oh my God. Okay, we're gonna
That
piece
sounds like a Nigerian proverb.
it. I wish there was a Nigerian person who speaks Igbo that can actually, translate this for us. My good God, my goodness. I'm gonna try to learn that, guys. The word he used, just squeeze that. Don't squeeze your face. I gotta learn that because it shows on my face all the time. Nana, this is an open invite to you. It says, if it takes you a year to produce a story, then we should book you for next year now. So I guess this is our open invite to you. We'll see you in May of next year.
We'll see.
Oh, we'll find you. We'll see you.
Yeah.
Like I said, I was like the widow in the Bible who just kept knocking on the judge's door consistently.
Yeah.
Give me what I want. Give me what I want. Na, 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 na. Hey, Nat. Hey, big bro. Hey, hey, hey. Until finally he just gave up and said, sure, I'll just show up because you'll never stop bothering me. And that is also another principle that we should take with us in life. If you want something enough, you keep knocking on that door. One day, the door will open. It will open and it will shock you. Because I was doing all kinds of dances with my emojis when he said yes. I tell you. Kendi says, I really do believe in 6 degrees of separation. That is so true. That is so true.
Sorry, please tell Candy it's actually down to about 2 degrees now, especially with Facebook.
Wow. This is so true. This is so true. Wow. Because you never know who you are meeting. Guys, it has been an absolute pleasure just hanging with you. Nana, thank you. You are awesome.
Welcome.
You are such an amazing storyteller. And like I said, I think we need to see your face more. Because as I researched you, Google was just showing me your books instead of your face. It's, where is his face? Give me more of his face.
Much better.
Yes. A little bit of housekeeping before we go. Next week, guess who we're going to be having? We're going to be having a Catholic priest who is going to be regaling us with powerful stories from one of the amazing corners of Ghana. You will be amazed at this man of God who is also a quintessential storyteller. I am so excited about this. You have no idea. So please make a date with us next week. You do not, believe me, you do not want to miss next week. Okay. And we are going to be having a few other things happening between May and June. In June, we're having a sisters club. So this should be fun because, hey, amazing people like me were born in June. So, hey.
June here as well.
Yes. I think Nana was born maybe 26 days before me. But yes, I made the calculation when I found it. And this is true. Look at that connection there, Nana. You introduced me to Elsie, and
That's
we
true.
thought we were on the Book Nook platform to do some, buying books and all that. It turns out I just needed a big sister, and God decided to use you to give me a big sister because I never sent you one book, not one.
You didn't need to.
Yes,
The work was done.
it was already done. So, yes, wow, this has been amazing. I thoroughly enjoyed this session. It's definitely going down in the books as one of the best ones. Actually, all of them have been the best one. Let's say you are one of the best ones this week. Nana, I appreciate you. I thank you for joining us, and our audience thanks you for joining us today. God bless you, and God bless you guys for just hanging with us and just being part of the conversation. For those of you who are looking for books, interesting books to read for the summer, Nana's books are on Amazon, they're on Book Nook, on Facebook, and all other all other social media platforms. You can also find his books anywhere books are sold. I bet you if I walk down the street to Barnes and Nobles, I will find Nana's books somewhere in the African section. So go grab yourself a copy. I one of my favorite is in Symposiums. I thoroughly enjoyed reading that. There's one about beads that I think you should go and read. That one is an amazing stack of words that you just can't let go. It has been a pleasure just hanging with you again. My name is Zoe Baraka, and it has been To My Younger Self, where we tell stories from the past that will propel us into the future. Have a wonderful, wonderful day, guys. I love you. Bye-bye. Actually, Nana, last words. I'm so sorry.
No, bye.
Oh, what a terrible hostess! What a terrible hostess!
Oh, it's perfect. But by the way, I don't like using last words. It sounds morbid. Concluding words.
Concluding words. All right.
Yeah. So bye.
So
bye, everyone. Thanks for having me.